Yesterday, I went to a huge, gigantic flea market looking for knives. Let me show you what I found. Hey everybody, and thanks for coming back for another video. This is Dave, and I want to show you in this one here some knives I picked up. I didn't find very many, but yesterday I went to a huge flea market. It was 117 acres, and we walked all around everywhere, and I found a lot of knives, and I found a lot of really high prices. You know, I'm on a budget and I can't afford to, go out and buy these $250, $275 antique blades and everything, but I was looking for dull and rusties, like I always am, ones that I can clean up, recondition, or just knives that catch my eye that look pretty cool and all that. The first one I found was this guy here, and it's a Klein hawkbill. And the guy actually had a Schrade. I forget the pattern number of it, but I had one before and I sold it, and I wish I didn't, but I kind of regret not buying that one. But this is the only one I got off of that guy. It's a Klein hawkbill, and it has let's see if we can zoom in on that, and you can see the tag stamp. And if you look, you see the letter U, and I believe I looked that up, and I believe it's a 1983 when it has that letter designation above it. It's a very clean tag stamp. This knife is going to clean up really nice. It does have some scratching on this side of the blade, but I don't think it's very deep. I should be able to get that right out of there, I'm hoping anyway. The handles aren't cracked or shrunk or anything. They're in really good shape. It has the brass liner lock, and it locks really well. There's no movement at all in it. The bail is in great shape, and I picked it up for $5. So yeah, I didn't think I did bad, and it's a real strong spring. Got a nice snap. That's going to be a good one to clean up and put in my collection. I was happy to find that. And then let's see, I think out of that whole 117 acres and all those knives, that was the only knife I bought there. On the way back home, I stopped at an indoor flea market where I've bought knives before, and I did find a couple there. So the first knife I came across in that indoor flea market is this guy right here. And it just says hammer forged, made in the USA. So I believe it has walnut handles with 3 brass rivets in the handle. And the only real damage to it, there's a little bit of rust right here, but I don't think it's real deep. I think it's just surface rust. And it'll clean up nice. I'm going to keep the original patina on it. I love the patina on this blade, and I'm going to keep it the same. But when I was looking at it a little bit closer this morning, I came across this right here on the handle. Let's see if we can zoom in and get that, if you can read that. It says K1940 HS8, and this does have an 8-inch blade, so I believe that's the model number, and I believe it might be from the 1940s. I'm guessing. I don't know. Yeah, leave it down in the comments if you know anything about maybe the history of this knife. But another thing, too, that caught my eye with this is this swedge, or whatever you want to call the grind. It's only on one side of the blade, and that's indicative of the Goodell company. So I believe this might have been made by Goodell. Not sure if other manufacturers were doing that, but if you saw my past video on the Goodell Star Hunter, I put that in the blade that I made, that grind just on the one side. Because that is indicative to all those old Goodell Star Hunters. So that leads me to believe, makes me very suspect that this was made by Goodell. And I'm going to clean it up, leave the patina, and add it to my collection of kitchen knives. This other one here I found at the same place from the same guy, and it caught my eye, and I thought it was pretty cool. And it's in pretty rough shape now, but I'll do a video on this. I'll get these knives cleaned up and do another video. I'll make a little sheath for this. But I believe this is a Kinfolks. It has a 3-inch blade, very small stacked leather washer handle, fixed blade. And the reason I say I think it's a Kinfolks is because there's no tang stamping on it, and popular method that they used to mark their blades was an etching on the blade, and it wore off pretty quick. So a lot of examples you'll find don't have any kind of markings on them at all. But just the shape of the pommel, it's a little bit different from Western. Western had, it wasn't quite that long. And the fact that this very first spacer goes all the way down to the guard. I don't think Western ever did that. I believe that was a trademark kind of little thing for Kinfolks knives. The blade isn't really pitted that deep and everything. I think it's going to clean up pretty good. It was sharpened quite a bit, and so it lost its original profile. But I think I can get that fixed up a little bit and definitely make it look a lot better, you know, and treat the leather and all that stuff and get her polished up and make a little sheath for it, and then I'll do that in a future video. Moving along, let's see what else. Here's an old Hickory. Oh, I should say I paid $8 for that one. I paid $8 for it, the guy. Here's an old Hickory, you know, Ontario Knife Company, made in the USA. Right there. Has a real nice deep stamping on it. And this, you know, this blade style here, I think was the carving knife they called it. It's a, what is this, 8-inch blade? Yeah, 8-inch blade with 2 brass rivets. It's got some paint and overspray and all that. I'm just gonna do a basic cleanup on this, get the rust off of it, clean it up a little bit, and I may use this. Use it, add it to my kitchen knife collection. Here's another one that I showed in a previous video, but I'm trying to kind of keep all these together. But this one here, I got here, I don't know, a month or so ago, and I paid $1 for it at a thrift store. And just recently came across a guy, and he had a knife very similar to this, and he could still make out some writing on the blade, some etching. And I think it said Regent, Regent Cutlery Company. So that makes me believe this might have been made by Regent. You know, there again, it's a 8-inch carving knife with a very similar blade to the old Hickory, only it has these engravings, you know, in the blade on both sides. But cool old knife. I'm guessing maybe it too is from the 40s, somewhere around there. Maybe it might be earlier than that. It might be 60s even, I don't know. But carbon steel blade, and it's still in really good shape. And so there's that one. All right, well, I just wanted to do a quick video. I was kind of a little bit disappointed, but you know what? It was a fun day. The weather was beautiful. Look right here, I got the door open. You believe that? No air right now, and I'm not sweating. It's great. The weather's finally changed, I think. And so come on back for the next one. I appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate you watching. Like, share, all that good stuff. It really helps me out this day. See you in the next one.